Hey y'all, welcome back to the Shell Shack. Well, we are going to do something non-beachy today. And so what I thought is, in a previous video I mentioned I wanted to do the glass mirror technique in Magic Pour, where you sand it down and it brings out the little mirror pieces and stuff and gives it kind of a glimmer. But since we're going into the fall season, though here in Florida you never know that, but we're going into the fall season, so I thought let's do something with mountains and trees and different things. So I pulled out this mold, which I haven't actually cast yet, so I'm curious to see how it goes. And it has there's a lid that comes with it, so the little lid goes on like that when you're done. And this lid has like mountains in it, and I guess it could be waves. If you want to make it waves, make it waves. Sorry, there is a willow hair in my... Oh, time to bust out my little piece of tape here. Keep handy. And make sure there's no other willow hairs in there. That's the one thing about having willow out here sometimes. So it looks like there's like little mountains and stuff in it, and a big mountain in the middle. So what I thought we would do is go for a fall look in the mountains. And then when we're done, I was thinking about using like these fall trees washi tape. So I based my colors around this washi tape. So I pulled out, this is my Homeware Design Co. from the UK. I busted out the apricots because I thought that looked really good with some of these trees. And I got my Emerald Forest, which I'm going to take at face value that is the color to go with our green trees. So we're going for a Pacific Northwest fall, where you have a lot of Douglas firs and pine trees and stuff like that. And then so we're going to marble those two colors into the main body of the resin. And for our little mountains, I pulled out, I'm going to take out some more here. I pulled out the tiniest bit of powder, tiniest bit Sandy, tiniest bit. So what I thought we could do is put some latte color, again our Homeware Designs, pull out some latte and to make the tops of the mountains in this brown color, and then the rest of the lid plus the bowl itself in these other two, the green and the apricot color. With the mirror pieces. So that's the plan. We'll see how this all comes out. I was thinking about fall because they keep talking about all these cold fronts that are coming through. Again, not Florida. It's been cooler than normal, which I'll take. I'll take anything that's cooler than normal, because our normal right now is probably almost 100 degrees. But and I said, you know, it's time for fall. Let's just do something fall-like. So I'm going to go ahead and get our eco resin mixed up. And in our last video we did, I showed you some papers and stuff I got from Amazon and Temu. And I'm still devising a plan for those, because I do want to use that wave tissue paper in something and see what it does. But I wanted something with some more instant gratification now than that. So I decided let's go with something fall-like. And I do have an art show coming up on September the 11th. And I thought, well, maybe having a few little fall things in there wouldn't be a bad idea. So, because yes, in Florida we still decorate for Christmas. We still put out our fall Halloween decorations. At least some people do. I don't. There's nobody in my neighborhood that would appreciate Halloween decorations, so I don't really do that. But people do down here, so it's still a thing. The first year we lived here, I couldn't bring myself to bust out a pine tree and make it, because our artificial Christmas tree has like that flocking on it that makes it look like it's snow covered, because we used to live up north and it seemed perfectly appropriate for up there. I couldn't do it. So I bought this little tiny bamboo plant and we wrapped lights around it, and that was our Christmas tree the first year we lived here. I just couldn't seem to bring myself to putting up a pine tree that year. I've gotten better since. I've actually done Christmas decorating since then. And as in typical Sandy fashion, I have added too much water to my powder. Okay. And this mold is also meant to be like, if you make up multiple ones of this size or this type right here, you're supposed to be able to stack them and make them into like little storage unit thingies, storage containers. I don't need any storage containers like that, but I thought maybe making one little dish would be kind of cool. And as always, make sure there's no clumps in your magic pour. Give it a good stir, and I'm going to go ahead and add my pigment into this one. And I've already, you're supposed to shake these for 30 seconds, and I've already done that. I did that off camera so I wouldn't bore you guys with it. And I'm doing 2 drops because I want a pretty deep brown color. It still looks like chocolate. Or a strong cup of coffee. Oh, we'll say it's like an espresso. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm basically aiming for these little mountains. And they end up running into the center anyway. Okay. And there we go. So I just want the brown in the tip tops of the mountains, and I might be able to take the rest of this and put it into our main mix and marble it a little bit. Give this another quick stir, and let's go ahead and do our other 2 colors. Now I don't want these coming together and turning brown, so I'm going to go very minimal on these and see what it gives us. I'll do 2 drops green, 1 drop apricot. I don't want the apricot to take over. It is a really pretty green. I might have to do 1 more drop apricot because we're going to lose it entirely if I don't. But we're not mixing these, because if we mix green and orange together, or red or whatever, you get, they're opposite sides of the color wheel, so you get brown. So we don't want brown. Okay, I'm gonna let that sit for a minute, and then we'll start on this bowl. Okay. Going around these edges first. We're gonna have to do our tippy tap method on this to make sure we don't have any bubbles down in the sides of this jar, bowl, cup, container, whatever it is. Let's see, it looks like I'm gonna need to mix up some more anyway. Yeah, I just got this mold in a few days ago, so I haven't even measured it yet, like to pretend I could actually get the amount right. Let's put some more powder in there. I'm gonna do 2 scoops. I'm gonna need some more water. And I always keep like a little jug of water next to me. The jug I use is kept in my fridge here out in the shell shack. So I'm able to keep the water pretty cool at 40 degrees because that's what I have my fridge set to. And that way we don't get the Instacure that sometimes happens, you know, where it gets too thick too fast. I've noticed the warmer the water, and we did a video back in the beginning about that. If you use really warm water to do your magic pours, it can set up a lot faster than what you're expecting it to. So just keep that in mind. Okay, and I'm just getting this mixed, just getting the lumps out. Sorry if I'm off camera a little bit. I don't want to move this around too much. Let's go ahead and give this a tippy tap while it's not so full. And we're going to use more of the green this time. It's like the high mountains, you know, because we're going to put it into our lid too. Oh, yeah. Well, I guess we're not doing mirror pieces in this one. Oh, it's been a day. Yeah, so no mirror pieces in this one, guys. And I might even need more than this. Let's see. And we are going to need more. So instead of 2 scoops, I should have done 3 scoops. I might even do 4 just to make sure, because that's my luck. Okay. And it looks like our brown's going to dislodge, so that's okay. Well, depending on how this comes out, we'll see if this is even going to be a video you guys are going to see. That was a big drop that just went in there, so we're only going to do 1. Oh yeah, big drop. There's our lid. And we'll make sure we're domed on both of these. Alrighty, well, I'll clean up this mess, and I'll see you guys on demold. Bye now. Alright guys, so we're back and ready to demold, and let's see what we end up with. We're gonna start with our little plants, I guess. So Oh, that's cute. That looks like a little head of cabbage. There we go. Greenery. Looks like little heads of cabbage. Cute. Oh, that one's cute. That could be a rose, I think. That's pretty. Okay. And let's do our pot and then we'll finish off with our lid. All right, let's see if I can do this under the camera. Sometimes these molds are something else. This one seems pretty stretchy though. Oh yeah, super easy. Super, super easy. Let's see. There we go. Well, that came out pretty. That's got a lot more of the orange in it than I thought it was going to. Because from the bottom it looks like it's going to be all green. So there we go. So that looks good. Might go along, since we don't have the mirror in here, I might go along this top edge with this tape. Just to finish the look out, to make it look like something from the woods. And then let's do our mountain range. This is a big question mark. And I think I'm going to put our mountain range in the curing machine after I show you guys, and let it sit in the curing machine for a little while. But so there's our top, and it sits down in here kind of like, I guess that's why you have a mountain in the middle, so you have something to grab onto. So it sits in there like that. Now if we do this, might need a little bit of a trim. We put this and then we put our trees around it. That'll look really cool. Okay, so we're gonna let that top, because it's so thin, I think we're gonna let that set up for a little bit before we do anything else to it. I want to make sure that that is fully cured before we muck with it too much. And just getting this dust off of the table here. And then so I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and seal this. Of course I'm going to use my J. Diction gloss sealer. I'm going to leave the bottom unsealed for now until I make sure that all the water has evaporated out of it, kind of sweated out. So we're just going to leave the bottom plain for right now. A little bit of dust on here. That's why I was wiping my table off, as I got some dust that's transferring over, but that came out really pretty. All right, so I'm gonna put you on a fast forward while I do this sealing, and you guys enjoy the music.
Misty peaks rise to the sky, cascades standing proud and high. Guitar strums a gentle breeze through the pines and autumn leaves.
All right guys, so we're back and take a look at the final product of our box. So there's our mountains, and I went ahead and put on the washi tape. This has been sealed. I did a little ring of bronze on top just to highlight it a little bit, so it just doesn't look like a piece of tape's been wrapped around it. So there's our bowl, container, whatever, dish. Sorry, still has some dust in there. So there's that, and there's our lid, and it fits right on there. So there we go. I'll have some final pictures, and thank you for joining me. All right, take care guys. Bye now.
Misty peaks touch the sky, Evergreens stand tall and proud. Autumn paints the mountainside. Nature's canvas, wild and loud. Whispers in the pines. Echoes of the breeze. Colors of the fall divine.